Hey guys, how is it going? And welcome to another video. I'm looking forward to today's video. I've been looking forward to putting this out for a little while. I'm going to be showing you a project that I have been working on. I'm now in like the preliminary stages of designing and creating a product that I'm hoping to put out to everybody, hopefully in the near future, but I want it to be right before I do so, and that is a clothing line. Now, obviously, to start off with, it's not going to be a massive clothing line. It's going to probably start off with some t-shirts, maybe some hoodies, but I have plans for it. This has been in the making for me, admittedly in my head and on paper, for a little while now, but with lockdown, I've been able to dedicate a bit more time to it, invest a little bit more time and a little bit of money into it, and I've been able to make progress. So I'm going to show you sort of the initial stages of how I am creating some of my clothing, some of my branding, and I'm going to give you a bit of an insight into it. Also, while we're at it, what are we thinking of my fresh trim? This is like my third or fourth lockdown haircut. Like, I can't be dealing with not having a haircut and staying fresh. And actually, like, do you know what? I'm quite feeling it. So I might just bun off the barbers altogether. Yeah. So I am going to be showing you what I have been up to today. Essentially, I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful day outside. You probably can't see that, but it is a gorgeous day outside. I've already been out. I've been for a run. I've done bits and bobs around the flat, but I still need to keep on top of my goals and my plan. So I'm just going to show you. So I've got a selection of different designs that I have printed both on paper as well as having printed them onto plastic sheeting, and I've got my screens here. This stuff is the photo emulsion and the sensitizer. This stuff I'm going to put on the screens, and this is essentially how the screen print is going to work. But because it is photosensitive, it means that I can't... It needs to be done in a dark environment, and as you can see at the moment, it's way too bright. So I'm going to do this evening, and I'm going to let it sort of set overnight, and then tomorrow I am going to essentially expose it along with the design to the sunlight. If it's a beautiful day like this, I'll expose it to just the daylight, but I have got some quite bright lights that I can use too. So far, these are the designs I've created. I have created these by myself. I've not copied them from anywhere. These are my own created designs. I've got them on paper here, and I've also printed them on some plastic. The plastic didn't work as well in the printer, but they are there. And these are then going to be popped onto this, and then I just need to allow the sunlight to do its work. So as you can tell, it is now a lot later. It is really dark in here, which is why you probably can't see me that well. I have got a sheet laid out in my kitchen, and I've just stuck a couple of small nails into the corners of these frames, because when I let it to rest overnight, I don't want the canvas to touch. I want it to dry nice and cleanly. So I've just gently hammered some of those in so that when it's in the wardrobe, it rests nicely on those and it doesn't actually affect the canvas itself. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to mix the sensitizer with the photo emulsion, give that a really good shake, spread that across on both sides of this using, I ordered a squeegee, which is like this thing. So it's a piece of wood basically with a bit of rubber in it. I have seen other people using bits of cardboard. What you want to do, I believe, is make sure it's nice and even and spread out smoothly. So if you're doing this yourself, that's my aim. Okay guys, so I've just finished applying the photo emulsion to the screens. As you can see, it's quite a messy job, and I had all the lights turned off. I'll just give you an idea as to how dark it was. So you wouldn't have been able to have seen me had I have actually recorded it, so I kept it really dark in here. Yeah, I just need to clean down the squeegee because you need to use this again for the ink for tomorrow when it comes to printing on my t-shirts. Right, see you at some point tomorrow. Yo guys, good morning. How are we doing? It's first thing. I've not checked on the canvases just yet, because I need to get some breakfast. I'm going to create myself another one of my Herbalife shakes. I'm probably going to go for the vanilla this morning. So I'm going to go for the healthy meal vanilla. Like I say, I will stick a link in the bio. Go and check them out. Great products, super tasty, and they will help with your nutrition and your dietary needs. I'm going to have some breakfast, have a coffee, then I'm going to go and check on my frames to see how they dried. And then the next step is going to be putting my designs onto them and exposing them to the sunlight for the design to set in. That apparently is going to be a tricky part of this whole process. I will obviously record what I do, but I am going to need to keep the room dark because it is photo sensitive, which means that as soon as it gets exposed to sunlight, it will start to do its magic. So yeah, I need to keep it nice and dark in that room to make sure that the conditions are optimal. But yeah, so I'm going to get some breakfast. Catch up with you guys in a sec. Okay, so I have just finished sticking my slides together. I've double stocked them just so that they're as dark as possible for when the sunlight hits them. The bottle of emulsion doesn't actually tell me how long to expose them for, so I'm gonna do it for like 10 minutes or so and see how that goes. This is very experimental, as I've already said. If it doesn't work, I'll come back to the drawing board and I will try it again. But at least I've got these ready to go. Right, let's go and try it. Okay guys, so as you can tell, I've got the curtains closed in here. My slides are in the cupboard. There's one here and there's one up there. They're dry, which is great. You can't see that they're dry, but they're dry. When I open the curtains in a second, you'll obviously get to see them up close. I'm now going to place my designs onto them. I'm going to bring them down. I'm probably going to leave them in this room because it gets really bright once I've opened the curtains. And yeah, let the sun do its job. Right, let's pop these on. Okay guys, so here we have it. I've stuck the designs on the back. So this side is the side that's gonna touch the t-shirt. And I have flipped the designs around so they are back to front, so that when these eventually get flipped over onto the t-shirt or onto the item, the design is the right way around. Hopefully this works. I think these are more likely to than this. This middle bit will, but I think that these bits here might just be a bit too thin. But yeah, this is where I'm at. Let's have a look to see if it works. Woo! Okay guys, so the screens have now been doing their thing for around 40 minutes to an hour. I also brought one of my lights in and I've specifically targeted this one because like I said, I think this one's gonna work better. So I'm gonna now switch the lights. I'm gonna put the light onto the other one and then I'm going to reveal whether or not it's actually worked. And then once I've figured that out, I'm then gonna actually try and print with them. Wish me luck. Now I've watched a couple of videos that show how to do these and they advise using a toothbrush to take some of the screen off. So I'm gonna do that gently now and yeah, see how it comes out. Yeah, I don't think it's worked. If you look, I can't see any exclamation marks. So surprisingly, this one has worked better. You can't really see it very well, but in the middle there's a circle. And when I look at it closely in the light, I can clearly see the two curved sides of my pattern. Now the good thing is I can reuse these patterns. So all I think I'm gonna do is print some more off and make them really thick or go over them with a marker pen so that like it works better. I am gonna use a really cheap t-shirt and I'm gonna try and print with this and see how it comes out because I think trial and error is the best way to do it. Okay guys, so I've stuck a piece of cardboard inside the t-shirt to protect the front, and so I've got a solid workstation I'm supposed to work at. And I've then flipped over the screen and I've stuck it onto the back of my t-shirt now. I'm not entirely sure whether this is going to work very well. Like I say, I'm gonna give it a go. I've got my white paint, I've got a black t-shirt. Wish me luck. It didn't even go through. Okay, I'm gonna try again. No, still not working. That's a major flop. I think what might have happened is that I put too much of the initial primer on and it's too thick and I can't get it off. I can see my pattern through. I mean, it's got ink on it now, but I could see my pattern. I don't know if you can see that in the light there. You can see the circles just about in the middle. I can see my pattern. I just can't get the ink to go through the mesh. So I have a feeling that I've put way too much of the primer on and it's just blocked it too much. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to redo these again. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to clean the primer off. I'm gonna have to order some. I know you can get some solution to clean it. Yeah, right, back to the drawing board. Right, I've managed to pick off some of it. There's a bit in the middle there that's gone a bit dodgy, but I at least now know that it was definitely the thickness of the sensitizer that I put on. Way too thick, way too thick. I had to use my fingernail and a scrubbing brush to get it off. So next time, I'll have to reconsider that. Right, I'm now going to finally try again to see if this works. Fingers crossed. Here's the moment of truth. We're close, we are close. I had one final go, and this is what's kind of happened. There we go. Not brilliant, but it's something. Now honestly guys, like, this hasn't turned out as well as I was hoping for it to. I don't really know what I was fully expecting, but I was kind of half hoping that I was gonna have this real like shock moment where I lift the screen up and there's this bright vivid pattern, but that's obviously not happened. But do you know what, that's fine. This is what we have got. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but it's the first attempt that I've ever had. I've learnt a lesson from it. I know how I can improve going forward, and this is not the end, this is only the beginning. So I'm gonna treat this as a partial success, if nothing else. Yeah, there we go, t-shirt printing. Right, there you go. Just heat set it, very patchy, but it's a first attempt. You can kind of tell what it's meant to be, but yeah. Right guys, that is my first ever attempt. Yeah, back to the drawing board. I have some things that I know I need to do. One, make sure that the screen, the ink is not as thick. It's like I can see the layer, so it's way too thick. Two, make sure that my designs are darker in order for it to penetrate. And I think that they probably are dark enough, but this was just way too thick. But those are the two takeaways. Right guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Please subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel, as you guys probably know. And in the last month or so, I've had so much support from friends on Facebook and stuff like that. So keep going, keep subscribing, share these videos. And yeah. Right. I'm gonna hang this up. See you guys later.